everybody. Welcome back to Sandy's house, where ingredients and taste meet. We are back with another recipe. Today, what we have for you is a Bolognese, which is a traditional classic Italian dish. Of course, I'm going to do what I do, put a little spin on it. So I'm going to try a technique that is not typically done with Bolognese. I don't think so. Don't crucify me. Let's just see how it works, how it comes out. But I'm hoping that it is delicious. So you ready to get?
It's gonna be delicious.
It's gonna be delicious,
Sure.
Right? We're positive. We're thinking
Yeah.
positive here.
Yeah.
So you ready to get started?
Let's do it, baby girl.
Let's do it. Okay, so here's my little technique that I'm trying. I have 17 cloves of garlic in 1 cup of olive oil. I want to get as much of that garlic flavor infused in this oil. So we're going to let this hang out. It's on like a medium low heat. We're going to let this garlic hang out. I'm going to keep an eye on it because it doesn't take garlic long to burn, and then it's not good anymore and I have to start all over. So we're going to watch that. But while this garlic is hanging out doing its thing, I want it to get really kind of toasty and brown on the side, on the outside, and it'll be soft on the inside. And then I'm gonna move over here and combine it with my tomatoes in my food processor. Combine that together, and then that's gonna be the base for our sauce. And here, what Aunt B is doing, she's gonna add a little olive oil to her pan.
And you want me to eyeball it?
I want you to eyeball it.
Girl, my eyeballing ain't. It's gonna see.
Awesome. A little bit more. Awesome. That's about a tablespoon.
Okay.
So that's good.
All right.
See, normally I measure out all of the ingredients and she adds them to the pot, but now she's learning how to eyeball it and do it herself. Yay!
Onion?
Yep. So she's adding a half a cup of onions, and we're gonna let these kind of get just kind of let them soften up a little bit before we add the carrots and the celery. We have 1/4 cup of celery and 1/4 cup of carrots that we're gonna add to this.
So why can't you let the carrots and celery be softened up at the same time as the onion?
Well, you could. It's just a matter of preference. I just kind of like the onions to release some of their flavors first before we add the other vegetables, but you very well could. It's just a matter of choice.
because all of it's gonna taste the same, you know.
But hey,
you're gonna have that onion taste no matter what.
The onion taste no matter what. So if you want to, you go ahead and add your other vegetables. This is your side. You can do what you want.
Thank you. Oh, I'm so glad you said that.
No problem. Let me check on my garlic here. It's coming along. Okay, now we want to add a little bit of wine. We want to cover that with, we're going to add 1/4 cup of red wine. We'll see if we need all of it, or that's good.
We need all of it.
I think that's good because you're going to add more. We're going to add more red wine when we add the meat. So what you want to do, anytime you're cooking with wine, you want to cook it completely out because you want it to absorb in your vegetables, and you don't want your dish to have a potent wine flavor. So you just kind of cook it out, and when you don't see any more liquid, then you can move on with your recipe. And then again, that's a matter of choice. Some people like that wine, that strong wine flavor, and if you do, then you don't have to cook it completely out. But if you don't, just let your vegetables hang out.
If you leave a little in there, it'll make you feel good.
I don't think the dish is supposed to do that.
Oh, okay. Excuse me, y'all.
So for this recipe, I'm making a small batch of Bolognese. So that's why I only use a 1/4 cup of celery, 1/4 cup of carrots, 1/2 cup of onions. But of course, even if you want to make a small batch, if you want to add more vegetables, you can double that. That was just my preference. And once we get all of this combined together, I'm going to cook it for about 30 minutes to let all of the flavors kind of marry together. But typically, the longer you can allow your bolognese to simmer, the better it's going to be. So even if you cook it for 3 or 4 hours on low heat, the better it's going to be. So we're just doing 30 minutes today, and it's going to be delicious, but just be mindful. It's better if you let it cook a little longer, even an hour or two. We've got our garlic, and it's pretty toasty. It's about where I want it. Oh, you can see that. Pretty brown. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to remove my garlic from the pan, and I'm going to go over here and combine it with my tomatoes. So now I have 28 ounces of tomatoes. These are whole tomatoes. Now I'm making my sauce from scratch, but you definitely could use a ragu or something like that. And I have 6 ounces of tomato paste. I'm gonna add to this. And I'm gonna put half of a second can of whole tomatoes, and then I'm gonna pulse this a little bit so I can get it all incorporated. I'm gonna add my 17 cloves of garlic. I'm gonna add more of my tomatoes in here. Now, it's a matter of choice if you want this sauce to be nice and smooth, or if you want chunks of tomatoes. If you do, just kind of pulse it and stop and pulse it and stop. Okay, I just want to make sure that I don't have any more. I like to taste little pieces of crushed tomatoes, but I just want to make sure that they all got incorporated, and they did. Awesome. So what we're going to do next, we're going to take our tomato sauce tomato sauce back over to the stove, and we're going to start combining everything. And B's meat should be done, so let's put it together. Did you add more
No.
wine? Okay,
Let's
add a
add
little
some
more.
more. The rest of this.
Add the rest of that, yeah. And pour a little bit more in there. So MB's gonna add in your measuring cup.
I'm gonna fix it up.
Okay, that's good.
I'm gonna fix it up.
We're gonna add about another 1/4 of a cup of wine. So we added wine to the vegetables. Now she's added the meat. She's gonna add a little bit more wine for a deeper flavor. That's what we're trying to do. This is just a process of building flavor, which I think I talk about in all of my videos, because building flavor is so important, and you want to season and flavor at every point. So she's going to add a little salt and pepper and garlic powder at this point as well. Okay. And what you want to do is, this meat is brown, but you want to get as much of those juices absorbed as possible, because it's absorbing in the meat and it's absorbing in your vegetables. And when we add this all together, all of that flavor is just gonna take this bolognese to another level. No, not all of it. No.
I was gonna get it together.
My bad.
You want some more? Put some more in there.
You can put a little bit more. Because our tomatoes don't. I used no salt tomatoes, so our tomatoes don't have any salt. Okay, that's good. Okay, let's take a taste of our meat and see what it tastes like at this point.
You take a taste. I want to wait till it all. I want to taste everything.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. A little bit more salt.
No, I think it's good for right now. That's really good.
So is it ready to go? I'll add some more.
A little bit more. Yeah, we want to get all of those pieces. I'm gonna go ahead and get our, now this is the same pot that I had our garlic in, and it has a little bit of olive oil left in it, which is okay because it's gonna pick up all of that garlic flavor that that we had in here. So we're gonna add our tomatoes. Yes, so we have the stovetop roasted garlic in here, and then we've got the oil that had all of that garlic flavor in it. And because we already have some oil in here, that's why we want to cook out as much oil in the meat as possible. I'm going to add a little bit of beef bouillon powder to the meat.
It looks like it's going to be real good.
That was a teaspoon of beef bouillon powder.
So you may do like to do pancakes, you know, they shake it and...
You can shake it, and
I might shake it all out on the floor.
Yeah, if you use like a ragu or something like that, you definitely can make this dish in 30 minutes and it'll be great. But if you're making your own tomato sauce, just be mindful, the longer you can cook it, the better it's gonna taste.
I think this is ready.
Okay.
It's not that much.
Let's see. Okay.
So how long you let that cook?
We're gonna let this cook.
But you let it simmer?
We're gonna let it simmer for about 30 minutes. I'm gonna add about a 1/4 cup of beef broth. I just want to thin out the tomato sauce a little bit and let it cook down. Awesome. That is good. Okay. Look at that. That looks so delicious. Got all of that incorporated. And now I'm going to add, this is about 2.5 tablespoons of basil. Now, there's some people who cook this dish, they keep it really simple. They don't add any basil or anything like that. I want all of those Italian flavors in here. So
what is oregano? Is that
oregano?
That's the same?
No, basil and oregano are different, but they are both herbs, and they're great seasoning agents for Italian dishes. Or, you know, I cook with what I like. So I will put oregano on chicken, you know, so, but they're both herbs and they add a lot of flavor, especially if they're fresh. You can get the same results from dried, but you just get a more potent flavor from something fresh. Okay, so we're gonna let this hang out for about 30 minutes and we'll add our pasta and add the finishing touches with some cream, and that's it.
What you gonna put cream in there for?
That's Bolognese has cream in it.
Oh, it's not red. Like
well,
spaghetti.
it won't be red like this.
Oh.
It'll turn a little bit pale, like a pale red.
Oh.
Okay.
All right, now give me a spoon with that. Let me taste
That's gonna be good. It needs some salt.
Oh.
You wanna pass me your?
Oh, I can't do nothing with no fault. How can I taste it with a fault?
Oh, sorry, ma'am.
Thank you.
Now I have the salt and pepper. I'm gonna add a tablespoon of butter. Okay, so our sauce has been simmering for about 45 minutes. And I cooked up our pasta earlier before we got started, and we're gonna add it. So sometimes if you cook your pasta before you're ready to add it to your sauce, it will kind of stick together. So when you drain it, reserve some of that starchy water, put it to the side, and add it to your pasta when you're ready to include it with your sauce, and it'll loosen it up. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna add our sauce. I'm just gonna put a little bit in at a time. Our sauce It's coming together nicely. And, you know, like I said before, if you have time to let your sauce simmer for 2 to 4 hours, it's just going to be even better. And see, it's when I added the pasta, the sauce starts thickening up even more. And that's the difference between Bolognese and regular spaghetti sauce. Bolognese is a thicker sauce, and that's why you want a noodle that stands up to the integrity of the sauce, something that it will stick to and not just kind of slide off. Yes.
That looks good.
It looks very good, right?
Yeah, it looks yummy, yummy.
Oh, look who's saying yummy.
Mm-hmm.
And what we're going to do is we're just going to let this cook for about 3 minutes or so. That's about all our noodles need. So I didn't cook my noodles all the way. I didn't get them to what is called al dente, where you have a little bit of a snap. You don't want to overcook them. I'll add the cream, and then we will be ready to plate up.
Ready to eat up.
And we're going to let Aunt B do the honors of tasting it for us. Here we are, Bolognese with a side of garlic bread. I combined about 3 tablespoons of butter, a tablespoon of garlic paste, a tablespoon of garlic powder, a little bit of salt and pepper to taste, spreaded it on a baguette, and toasted it. Listen, whether you are navigating the challenges of menopause, your finances, your health, school, whatever it is, find you a support system, someone who can walk alongside you and help you get through and get to the other side of wherever you are. And you may just be dealing with the challenges of life in general. After retiring in 2022, I worked in the community college system for over 25 years supporting students, and it was one of my greatest joys. And one of the things that I always told them is that if they were doing it alone, they were doing it wrong. And that's the message that I want to send to you today. No matter what your challenges are, if you are doing it alone, you are doing it wrong. No one was meant to navigate this life alone. Listen, this is how we do it at Sandy's house. We'll see you next time. Bye. Here, Lee, let me fix you something to eat too.
Good, that's some good. That's some good stuff.